Welcome back to the channel Numismatic Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable coins hiding right in your pocket. Change top 6. First up, the 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. You might think a simple 5-cent coin couldn't be worth much, but you'd be surprised to learn that some rare examples of this coin have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars in today's market. So stick around, because this is one of those coins that could literally make you rich overnight. The 1973 Jefferson nickel was struck by the United States Mint at the Philadelphia facility, which is why it carries no mint mark under the date on the obverse side. Millions of these coins were produced, over 384 million to be exact. So, at first glance, it might seem like there's nothing special about it. But what makes this coin so interesting is that certain examples have been discovered with unique die errors, full steps on Monticello, and extremely high grades, turning a common 5-cent coin into a collector's dream. The year 1973 was a significant time for U.S. coinage. The country was facing inflation, and the mint was producing billions of coins to keep up with economic demand. The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938, continued to feature Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. But by 1973, die wear and minting inconsistencies had created subtle variations that make certain nickels far rarer than others. These small differences are what determine whether your 1973 nickel is worth 5 cents or a small fortune. On the front side, the Jefferson nickel displays the detailed portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix. Look closely at the sharpness of the design, especially around Jefferson's cheek, hair, and jawline. Coins with a clear, bold strike and no signs of wear are especially valuable to collectors. The phrase "In God We Trust" and the date 1973 sit neatly in front of Jefferson's face, with the absence of a mint mark confirming that this coin came from Philadelphia. The reverse side of the 1973 Jefferson nickel showcases the Monticello building, Jefferson's iconic Virginia home. The word Monticello appears just below the building, and beneath it reads 5 cents and United States of America. The key feature to examine here is the steps of Monticello. If you have a 1973 nickel with full steps, FS, meaning all 6 steps are visible and separated, your coin could be extremely valuable. These are among the most sought-after specimens by collectors and grading services like NGC. Now let's talk about value. A standard 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in average circulated condition is worth only face value about 5 cents. But if your coin is in uncirculated condition or has full steps, things change dramatically. According to auction records, a 1973 Jefferson nickel with full steps in grade can fetch $1,000 to $2,000 or even more, depending on the sharpness and luster. Even a slightly lower grade coin in full steps can sell for $100 to $300 to the right buyer. What really excites collectors are the minting errors that sometimes appear on 1973 nickels. These errors can include off-center strikes, die cracks, clip planchets, or even double die obverse or reverse features. Depending on the type and visibility of the error, these coins can sell anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s at auctions. For example, one 1973 Jefferson nickel with a strong double die reverse was recently sold for nearly $1,500. A jaw-dropping profit for a 5-cent coin. If you think your 1973 nickel might be special, it's crucial to have it graded by a professional service. Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company are 2 of the most trusted grading authorities. They assess the coin's condition, luster, and strike details. Coins graded or higher are considered top tier and can dramatically increase in value. Remember, even the tiniest difference in condition can mean hundreds of dollars in market price. To help you understand the difference, here's a simple comparison. A regular 1973 nickel in circulated condition, about 5 cents. A mint state 1973 nickel, around $20.40. But a full steps nickel, that's where you can see $1,000 $500 or more at major coin auctions. These prices continue to rise as more collectors compete for high-grade examples with perfect details. So where can you find these hidden treasures? The best place to start is your spare change jar, old coin rolls, or estate sales. Many people overlook Jefferson Nickels because they seem so common, but that's exactly why these rare ones go unnoticed. If you come across a shiny, well-struck 1973 nickel with sharp details and full steps, don't spend it. You could be holding a small fortune. In summary, the 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel may look ordinary, but it holds incredible potential for collectors. Whether it's a pristine full steps example or a rare minting error, this coin has proven that even a 5-cent piece can be worth thousands of dollars in today's coin market. So always keep your eyes open, because your next nickel could make you rich overnight. Next up today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins from the Jefferson Nickels series, the 1982 Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it might look like just another ordinary 5-cent coin, but don't be fooled. Some rare varieties and high-grade examples of this coin have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. If you've got a 1982 nickel lying around, you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. So sit tight, because in this video, we'll uncover everything you need to know, from its history and design to the details that can make it worth big money in today's market. The 1982 Jefferson nickel was minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark located just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. This coin belongs to one of America's longest-running coin series, first introduced in 1938, featuring the third U.S. President, Thomas Jefferson. The Denver Mint produced millions of these nickels for circulation, but like every coin in U.S. history, not all are created equal. Some were struck with exceptional precision, others with errors or unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable today. That's why even a modern-looking nickel from 1982 could surprise you with its hidden worth. The obverse of the 1982 Jefferson nickel features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson designed by Felix, who won the design competition in the late 1930s. The word Liberty and the date 1982 appear to the right, with the mint mark D right beside them. On the reverse, we see Jefferson's famous home, Monticello, with the inscriptions EPLURIBUSUNUM, United States of America, and 5 cents. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 5 grams. But what really sets some of these coins apart are the rare striking variations and high-quality mint states that collectors crave. While millions of 1982 nickels were minted, very few survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Over time, most entered circulation, suffered scratches, wear, and discoloration. However, coins that remained untouched, particularly those graded or higher by or NGC, can command huge prices. What makes the 1982 nickel truly special are the die varieties and errors that occasionally occurred during production. Things like off-center strikes, double dies, or weakly struck steps on Monticello. These details make certain coins dramatically more valuable than ordinary ones. One of the most important features collectors look for in Jefferson Nickels is known as full steps. This term refers to the clarity and completeness of the steps on Monticello's building on the reverse side. If your 1982 nickel shows 5 or 6 fully defined steps, it's considered a full steps coin, a rare and highly desirable trait. These coins were struck with extraordinary precision and are usually only found in mint rolls or special collections. A 1982 full steps Jefferson nickel in top condition can easily fetch over $1,000, with some specimens reaching even higher prices in auctions. The most valuable examples of the 1982 D. Jefferson nickel have shocked collectors with their auction results. For instance, a 1982 D. Jefferson nickel graded with full steps sold for an incredible $1,265 at auction. Another piece with similar characteristics but superior eye appeal reached nearly $2,000 in private sales. These coins are considered condition rarities, meaning their value skyrockets because very few exist in such pristine form. So, if you happen to find a well-struck 1982 D nickel in your collection, don't overlook it. It might be worth far more than 5 cents. Aside from full steps examples, error coins from 1982 are another reason why collectors are constantly hunting for this nickel. Some of the most valuable errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and double die or reverses. Depending on the severity and visibility of the error, these coins can range in value from $50 to well over $500 or even $1,000. In numismatics, the more unusual the error, the higher the demand, and consequently, the higher the price. If you believe your 1982 D nickel could be rare or valuable, the next important step is grading. Having your coin professionally graded by services like or NGC can verify its authenticity and condition, which dramatically affects its value. Coins graded or full steps are especially desirable. These grades represent coins that have never been circulated, show virtually no contact marks, and exhibit sharp, well-defined details. Remember, a small difference in grade can mean hundreds of dollars in price difference. In circulated condition, most 1982 D nickels are only worth their face value, 5 cents. However, coins in uncirculated or mint-state condition can bring significantly more. For example, an example might sell for $10 to $25, while in full steps could reach $500 or more. At the very top of the grading scale, an full steps example can easily surpass $1,000 in today's collector market. These are the kinds of finds that can make a small investment or a lucky discovery truly pay off. To identify if your 1982 D. Jefferson nickel could be valuable, start by examining the mint mark, the steps on Monticello, and the overall condition. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to check for die cracks, doubling, or unusual features. Look closely at the steps. Can you count 5 or 6 clear lines without breaks? If yes, you might have a full steps variety. Also, check for strong luster and minimal scratches. If your coin looks nearly flawless, it's worth getting it appraised. Interest in Jefferson nickels, especially rare dates and mint marks, has grown steadily over the years. Coins like the 1982 D full steps nickel represent an exciting opportunity for collectors and investors alike. As grading services continue to certify new coins and market demand increases, the value of these high-grade examples is expected to remain strong. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a snapshot of American history, craftsmanship, and hidden value that could literally make you rich overnight if you find the right one. So there you have it, the story of the 1982 D. Jefferson nickel, one of the most unexpectedly valuable 5-cent coins in modern U.S. coinage. Whether you're searching through old coin rolls or checking your pocket change, remember, you never know when you might uncover a rare treasure. Next up, today's video is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the story of the 1989 D. Jefferson nickel, a simple 5-cent coin that could make you rich overnight. Yes, you heard that right. This common-looking coin from Denver Mint has shocked collectors and investors with its unexpected value in today's coin market. So, if you have a jar of old nickels at home, don't ignore them, because one of those could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's start with the history. The 1989 D. Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, located in Colorado, with the D mint mark clearly visible on the right side of Monticello on the reverse. Over 570 million of these coins were minted, which means at first glance, it seems pretty common. However, what makes some of these coins special and extremely valuable today are the errors, die varieties, and perfect conditions that set them apart from ordinary nickels. The design, featuring President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home Monticello on the reverse, continued the iconic look that's been part of American coinage since 1938. The 1989 D Jefferson nickel is made of a copper-nickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that classic silvery appearance. It weighs about 5 grams and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. On the obverse, we see the proud portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1989. On the reverse side, the beautiful image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, sits at the center, accompanied by the inscriptions EPLURIBUS UNUM, United States of America, and 5 cents. Though it looks like an everyday coin, collectors know that details matter and tiny minting variations can make this nickel a jackpot. Now let's talk about the big money, the reason you clicked this video. While most 1989 D nickels are worth only face value, there are rare versions that can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The key factors include mint errors, high-grade condition, and full steps on Monticello. Coins graded or higher by or NGC are almost flawless, showing perfect luster, sharp details, and zero contact marks. These are the coins collectors fight over at auctions. And if you're lucky enough to own one of these gems, it could easily fetch between $500 and $1,500, sometimes more depending on demand and auction rarity. One of the most exciting things about the 1989 D nickel is that several mint error varieties have been discovered over the years. Some have off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks, which make them extremely desirable to collectors. A well-known error is the double die obverse, where parts of Jefferson's face or inscriptions appear slightly doubled. These can easily push the coin's value into the hundreds of dollars. Another rare type is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing due to a misalignment during minting. These can range from $50 to over $500, depending on how dramatic the error is. Grading plays a huge role in the value of your 1989 D Jefferson nickel. If your coin is uncirculated, meaning it has never been used in everyday transactions, it might be worth much more than face value. The Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, rate coins on a scale from 1 to 70. Coins graded to are considered premium quality. A few 1989 D nickels graded full steps have sold for astonishing prices at major auctions, even reaching up to $2,000 or more, depending on collector interest at the time. So, if your nickel looks brand new, shiny, and flawless, don't spend it. Get it graded. In recent years, collectors have seen record-breaking sales for the 1989 D Jefferson nickel. At online auctions and numismatic expos, examples in top condition have sold for over $1,000, especially those certified as full steps, where every step on Monticello is clearly defined. One particular coin graded FS was sold by Heritage Auctions for close to $2,500, setting a benchmark for its value. The market for Jefferson nickels has been growing steadily, especially for high-quality examples from the 1980s, making this coin an excellent piece for both collectors and investors. Interest in the Jefferson nickel series has surged in recent years, with collectors now focusing more on later dates like the 1980s and 1990s, which were previously overlooked. The 1989 D stands out among them for its combination of rarity, aesthetic appeal, and historical significance. Many coin dealers are now offering premium prices for well-preserved examples, and even circulated coins with unique mint errors are in high demand. So, if you think your 1989 D nickel looks a little different, you might just have it in your pocket change. If you want to know whether your 1989 D nickel is valuable, here are some quick tips. Look closely at the Monticello steps under magnification. The more defined the steps, the more valuable your coin is. Check for minting errors such as doubling, cracks, or off-center strikes. Keep your coin in a protective holder to avoid scratches, and if it looks promising, consider sending it for professional grading. Sometimes, what looks like an ordinary 5-cent coin can turn into a life-changing discovery once it's certified. So, how much could your 1989 Jefferson nickel really be worth? Circulated condition, around 5 cents to 10 cents. Uncirculated condition, $1 to $10. High-grade full steps, anywhere between $500 and $2,500, depending on the market. And remember, rare errors can add hundreds or even thousands to the coin's total value. So the next time you come across a 1989 Jefferson nickel, don't let it slip through your fingers. That tiny coin could be your ticket to big money. Always check your change, search through your old coin jars, and who knows, maybe your lucky day is just one nickel away. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable US coins that could make you rich overnight, make sure to like this video. Next up today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising treasures hiding in plain sight, the 1980 Jefferson nickel from the United States. Believe it or not, this 5-cent coin that most people overlook could actually be worth big money in today's coin market. Yes, a simple nickel sitting in your old change jar could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if you have the right one. So, stay tuned till the end, because this coin might just make you rich overnight. The Jefferson nickel has been an iconic part of American coinage since 1938, designed by Felix, featuring the profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. By 1980, these nickels had already become a staple in American pockets. But here's what's fascinating. The 1980 Jefferson nickel was among the first modern-era nickels to carry the Philadelphia P mint mark, a small but significant detail that collectors pay close attention to today. During that year, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 657 million nickels, which might sound like a massive number. And it is, but among those millions, a few coins were struck with exceptional errors, strong strikes, or unique features that make them extremely valuable today. The 1980 Jefferson nickel is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 5 grams, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. While most examples are ordinary circulation coins worth face value, what truly makes some 1980 nickels stand out are their minting quality, die varieties, and error characteristics. Because of the metal composition and the striking process, some coins came out with visible doubling, off-center strikes, or strong details that bring premium prices among collectors. Now here, where things get interesting. Some of the 1980 nickels are known for having die cracks, doubling on Jefferson's eye or inscriptions, or even full steps on the Monticello building on the reverse. Full steps means that the steps of Monticello are completely visible and sharply struck, a rarity for this date. These nickels are highly sought after because most 1980 issues were poorly struck, making sharp details rare. Collectors call these the full steps Jefferson nickels, and they're the ones that bring serious money at auctions. A 1980 nickel with full steps in mint state condition can easily be worth hundreds of dollars, and if graded by or NGC as or higher, the price can skyrocket into the thousands. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where your jaw might drop. In recent years, a 1980 Jefferson nickel graded with full steps sold for over $1,000 USD at auction. Some extremely high-grade examples have fetched even more, depending on luster, strike quality, and preservation. These are coins that most people spent without a second thought back in the 1980s. Yet today, they could make collectors rich overnight. If you're wondering how to spot a potentially valuable one, here's what to look for. First, Check the P mint mark located on the right side of Jefferson's portrait. Make sure it's clear and well-defined. Then flip the coin and closely examine the steps of Monticello. If you can count 5 or 6 full, sharp steps, you might be holding a rare full steps nickel. Also, inspect for any doubling or errors using a magnifying glass or coin loop. Sometimes these details can mean a massive difference in value. And of course, condition is everything. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially with mirror-like luster, are where the real money lies. A circulated nickel might fetch a few dollars, but a gem quality, perfectly preserved 1980p nickel, that's where the riches are hiding. The Jefferson Nickels series is one of the most collected U.S. coin series ever made, thanks to its long history and accessibility. But as time goes by, finding older nickels in pristine condition becomes harder and harder. That's why the 1980p Jefferson nickel, especially the full steps versions, has gained major attention from collectors. Demand is growing every year, and the market for high-grade nickels is stronger than ever, making this coin a smart investment for the future. Did you know that very few 1980p nickels were struck with precise die pressure? That's why so many came out weakly detailed, and why full steps examples are so scarce. Some collectors spend years searching through rolls of nickels just to find one. So, if you ever find a clean, well-detailed 1980p nickel with sharp steps, you might just have a hidden treasure in your hands. To sum it all up, the 1980p Jefferson nickel might look like just another old 5-cent coin, but in the right condition, it can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Keep an eye out for full steps, mint errors, and high grades, because those are the coins that turn pocket change into life-changing money. Always check your old coins carefully. You never know what fortune might be hiding in your spare change. So, coin collectors and treasure hunters, check your collections. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. If you enjoyed learning about the 1980p Jefferson nickel and its surprising value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video about valuable coins that could make you rich overnight.